If you're using Claude Code to building your second brain, then you gotta check out this video, because in this video, we're gonna cover this article that Anthropic, who's a member of technical staff from the Anthropic team, has recently released this article for the new rules for context engineering for Claude 5 models. In this article, we're gonna go over exactly how to improve our Claude Code's accuracy, as well as how to save token usage for the latest Claude 5 models. So with that being said, let's not waste any time. Let's get straight into the video. Alright, so what the article starts saying here is that whenever you send a message to Claude, the prompt is only a small part of the context it gets. So much of those context is actually assembled by your system prompt, skills, CLAUDE.md files, memories, and so much more. Now, we call this context engineering, and we probably already know that by now. And what he's saying here is that this could be really hard for model here to evolve, because as the model here for the score, right, the intelligence score here started getting better and smarter, it's really hard to actually bring all the knowledge that new models are having and into the new systems. So whenever you're switching models like GPT 5.6 or 4.8 from Opus here all the way to Opus 5, right? Let's say if you're using Opus 4.5 and you're using the same CLAUDE.md file or the same system prompts, and let's say you're going to switch the model here to Opus 5 here, right? So it doesn't really make any difference to swap the model here, because the guardrails, or in this case, the hardness around the model here is already preset. And one of the examples that they give in the article is the instruction collision. So for example, let's say the system prompt here say, do not add comments. And your CLAUDE.md here says comment or document everything, and your prompt says make this readable. Then what happened here is that when you give this instructions to Claude, and also along with your system prompt, your CLAUDE.md, or in this case your Claude or your large language model here, is actually going to burn a lot of tokens for the reasoning, because there's actually a contradictions in terms of the instructions that you give. Or let's say if we have another failure example here, you can see it's called the kitchen sink file. And essentially inside of a CLAUDE.md file, you can see we have our 1,400 lines, right? So there's a lot of instructions on how to do things. But you can see that only few of them are being used inside of the session. For example, the first line, how to run test. Let's say this how to run test is a bunch of rules on how to do it, right? And it's actually being used 5% of the session, or maybe close to nothing, right? Or close to not being used at all, or underused 2% of the session here. So, but this CLAUDE.md file here is actually being loaded 100% of the time, every time when you're sending questions or sending your prompts back to Claude. So there's actually a lot of useless stuff that's actually inside of the CLAUDE.md file that we can do to package that into a skill so that we can be able to load that whenever we need it. Okay, so there's a lot of things that are sending back and forth that costing money for tokens, that costing inaccuracy for the results. And that's why you can see that Anthropic team has deleted over 80% of their system prompt for models like Opus 5 and Fable 5 with no measurement loss on the coding evaluation. And they're able to do that by using a single skill called Claude Doctor, which is a command called /doctor in Claude Code here to write as your skill, and also your Claude.md files. So now if I were to navigate to my second brain, here you can see this is my Eric OS folder, and I have all the projects, all my knowledge base, as well as the raw folder, skills, MCPs are all in there. And what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna do /doctor here. And you can see that here's the definition. So health check for the user's Claude Code setup, fix the issues, diagnose installations, and help. Now, what we want to do here is that if you want to actually see the full definition, you can actually just ask it, say, hey, what does actually the /doctor do, right? What does actually this skill do? So in this case, I'm going to ask this, and what's going to happen here is Claude is going to give you a definition of what /doctor does. Okay, so here you can see /doctor here is going to help you to audit your Claude Code setup, report it, and then help you to apply if you approve it. So what it inspect here, you can see the Claude.json file, skill usage, plugin usage, and so many more. So you can see that these are all the 10 checks that it checks. So installing health, skills, and MCPs, got in your Claude.md file here, and you can see there's so many things that it should actually check to making sure that it actually protects or refactoring your context. And the TLDR for this is that it finds extensions that you pay context for, but you never use. So it blows in your context for the Claude.md files, permission prompts that you keep hitting. Then fix the ones that you actually approve. So here you can see if you say the words and you're actually going to run it, I'm just going to say, yes, run it for me. So I'm just going to have us run it, and let's see what it does. Now, before we continue this video, my name is Eric, and I have used to work as a senior software engineer working at companies like Amazon and Microsoft. And recently I started my school community where I help you to master AI agents, automations, and building real SaaS product here. Now, in this community, you're going to get 6-level courses where you can actually start from the foundations, from building a simple workflows, all the way to building AI SaaS product here and turning all the skills you learn into offers and packages. And in this community here, you're also going to get weekly live calls. So if you have any questions, you can also bring that in our weekly live calls every Friday here, where you can ask some questions, learning new topics, and getting real updates. And of course, if you have any questions, you can also check it out in our community tab for the Q&A sessions, where you can actually post your real question here, and I'll make sure to answer that within 24 hours. So if you're interested for that, make sure to check it out in the link in the description below. Okay, so finally you can see that we have our response back for the full report. So here's exactly what gets touched. Nothing's deleted from the disk, disabling in the settings only. So here you can see for group A, we have the 36 user skills to disable. So for example, the Hicksville families, designs, dev, marketing, and stuff like that. Group B here you can see is only related to projects. So here you can see for Obsidian, video understand, things like that are part of the group B. Now these are own project only. So pretty much those are probably being used a lot, but I don't think we should delete that. There's also group C, so 5 plugins to disable. So you can see that PR review, contact 7 here, Stripe, code review, and also code simplifier. And here you can see there's also group D for 2 text edits here. So remove the 12 line here for understand anything, and also the Claude.md here, so refining that a bit more. So you can see that total roughly around 6,000 tokens back per sessions. For your skills, listing dropped from 10,000 to 6,900. So safely under the 10,000 cap, so it stops getting truncated. So what we can do here is what I recommend to do is just say like, okay, so out of those skills, I want to cherry pick which skill to install or in this case, keep, right? So the ones that I want to keep out of it, or in this case, disable for now, is maybe context 7 and Stripe, because I don't think that I use that a lot. Maybe for code review or code simplifier, or in this case, the PR reviews, I want to keep at least like the best, like one of them, right? So those are all good for in terms of like coding projects. I still want to keep them. In terms of like other things, right? So I think group B, I still need them. Those are all good skills that I think I do need them. And in terms of the group A, I think there's a lot of skills in there. So what we can do here is that we can actually be able to cherry pick, and I'm just going to submit that, and having Claude here to figure out based on what I just said on what to stay and what not to stay. And one other tip here that I always want to give here is figure out what are the skills that are redundant, right? Maybe skills like what you just saw that does the same thing, like the PR reviews or the code simplifier. Maybe there's a skill that does even better, right? That replaces them all, or even have a simpler version of that, right? By simply just asking Claude, simply using the / doctor, and just going to trigger that skill. And that's going to help you identify exactly what are the things that are redundant and try to see what we can do to simplify that, right? So you can see that here are the group 2. So code quality you already have natively. So you can see that these are the skills that we have. Group 3, the browser stack duplicates. So you can see that there are some skills that one using Playwrights, the other one maybe using like another one, like Connect Chrome here. So you can see that there's different skills that does the same thing. Maybe we can be able to refact that using just one single skill, right? Keeping just one that works using Playwright CLI, right? Or skills that never been used before, right? You know, GStack deploy and planning that never been used before. Maybe we can just turn it down, right? So those are basically what we can do here. So for redundancy here, for which redundant skill groups should I disable? So group 1, you can see these are the skills we have. Group 2, group 3, group 4. So what we can do here is that we can actually be able to just figure out one and just going to stick with that, right? So for example, for code quality here, I'm just going to choose that one and the browser duplications, as well as the deploy and planning. I'm just going to remove that as one, that one as well. And just going to submit here and just going to have Claude here to further refine that as well. Okay, so that's another tip, is that you could also using /doctor here to figure out what are the skills that are redundant based on the skill list that we have. And then figure out exactly how can we just keep one that does the best out of all of them, and see which one actually don't really need, because our model here is getting so powerful, we can just rely on the model itself without using the skill. So you can see that's exactly what I recommend here. All right, so that's pretty much it for the video on how to improve your context engineer with the Claude 5 models. Now, if you actually want to take this even further by reducing more tokens for your context usage, then you can check out those 2 videos right here. But pretty much that's it for this video. And if you do find this video, please make sure to like this video, consider subscribe for more content like this. But with that being said, I'll see you in the next video.